Thank you for clicking my Dr. Samurai channel. In this video, I would like to discuss white replacement theory in relation to Great Replacement and white genocide conspiracy theory. My name is Dr. Samurai. I'm hoping that this video will help you deepen your understanding of underlying mechanics of what is happening in today's world to attain true happiness on this planet Earth. As usual, I would like to provide you some basic brief information in the first half, and then like to move on to our main discussions in the latter half. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. White replacement theory. This theory is going mainstream after critical race theory became so popular, which criticizes racism and U.S. law. Racism is not individual, but schemed by manipulating U.S. legal system and institutional dynamics. It became so popular among us civil rights activists and scholars that racism is going on supported by law in a subtle manner. And now this white replacement theory is taking over the position of critical race theory. What is white replacement theory? White replacement theory asserts that there's a secret plot going on in American society to change America's racial composition by strategically setting up policies that intentionally reduce white American political power and population. It is also said Mr. Tucker Carlson brought this white replacement theory alive again when the Anti-Defamation League calls for him to resign. Mr. Carlson is thought to put this white replacement theory back into spot to protect his own media position by saying that some conspiracies which try to put down white American political power. While this white replacement theory is in America, great replacement or just a replacement theory is popular in France among the white French population. It points out white French population is now being replaced with the non-European population, such as Arab, South Asian, and Sub-Saharan Muslim, who are migrating into France and are changing demographics in France. So the white replacement theory is very similar to this great replacement, we can say, in terms of putting the blame on immigrants who are said to have higher fertility rates. Above these white replacement theory and the great replacement theory, there exists even larger theory called white genocide conspiracy theory, which has its very own root in late 1600, which states that there's a deliberate plot to promote mass non-white immigration and racial mixture by interracial marriage. Used to be targeted at Jewish people, but now targeted more at more fertile, invasive immigrants. So it is like under larger white genocide conspiracy theory, there are white replacement theory and the great replacement theory as its elements. Anyway, all these theories are common in terms of pointing out white population who used to have power are now being pushed out by highly fertile immigrants, and even changing the whole demographics in America, France, and so on. So these are the conspiracy theory made up by white supremacist people. Oh, by the way, if you like this kind of serious, deep discussions, please click that green and the yellow Good Luck Charm logo. In other words, these white replacement theories are now rising up and taking over the totally opposite critical race theory. One thing we can say is these are all conspiracy theory. And what is conspiracy theory then? It's a theory which put blame on secret conspiracy for all those negative things that are happening in the society. Although there's a perfectly legitimate, reasonable explanation for what is happening in society, those who support conspiracies ignore that legitimate reasoning and put all blames on some powerful, evil, malicious groups of people for all the responsibilities. You see what I'm talking about? So, conspiracy theory, in other words, is what was intentionally made up to blame on some other groups whom they hate for negative incidents and social situations that are going on at the time. According to the Psychology of Conspiracy Theories by Douglas Karen and so on, and also people drawn to conspiracy theories share a cluster of psychological features by Moyer-Wenner and so on. By Moyer-Wenner, psychological belief in conspiracy theories is highly correlated with the psychological projection and paranoia, and these people have propensity to mental health disorder of schizophrenia type, and these conspiracy motives are particularly acute in vulnerable and disadvantaged population, and it could more easily spread over the society when the society has strong anxiety, such as making wearing masks social mandatory is one of the tyrannical acts by Democrats and so on. Although there is a legitimate scientific reason that novel coronavirus has much higher infection compared with all the other viruses. All these said, I feel there's a much stronger tendencies in the United States to bring in some kind of conspiracy theories to explain things, ignoring scientific and historical reasons. But whatever kind of conspiracy theory it be, as I have just said, it is strongly related with the subject's psychological projection, paranoia, Machiavellism, and schizophrenic type personality, which I must say cannot be said to be the healthy, normal psychological conditions, in addition to acute social stress. Simply saying, any kind of conspiracy theory is psychological device to put the blame on specific others whom the subject hates. Growing up under highly authoritarian parenting, authoritarian parents put the pressure either by direct oppression or manipulating love on condition. Both those two types must accept parents' values, either they like it or not, to survive under the same roof. This pressure creates very often the situation in which children are blamed and scolded more often than ordinary family. And the children cannot bear with all those too frequent blaming by their parents. So they lie pathologically, blaming others for their own faults and creating some made-up stories that is equivalent of conspiracy theory. That is the root of conspiracy theories among brought up under authoritarian parents. So, in simple words, these kids raised under authoritarian parents are conditioned to lie very frequently, often with the stories they themselves created to maneuver attacks from their parents. So, in a nutshell, conspiracy theory is made-up stories by those who grew up under high authoritarian pressure. That is, a lie which spread all over the country by the support of mass media and social media. However, we have to be very careful about the fact that there are so many people who believe in conspiracy theories such as white replacement theory, that there's a plot of all those immigrants from other countries trying to push out white people. The fact that there are so many people who believe in white replacement theories, there are so many American population who were brought up under authoritarian parenting, knowingly or unknowingly, especially in the case that parents convey their own values indirectly by using conditional love. And those who believe in this conspiracy theory do not know they are conditioned to believing such lies from their childhood. And it is very difficult to remove those spells that has been imprinted for years during the childhood. And as is said in so many articles, far-right white people have a higher tendency to believe in conspiracy theories like white replacement theory as part of their psychological conditions they had to develop to survive under such a highly controlled childhood. But we cannot deny America is now divided between these far-right white people who have a tendency to believe in conspiracy theories and those liberal people who are not brought up under such high pressure. And America is split into these two large groups now, and somebody is already starting to say there should be two Americas after Mr. Trump was not elected in the election. It is generally said impossible to change these people who believe in conspiracy theories. However, I strongly believe there's only one truth. There's no two truths. There's only one truth at each case, in each case. And any kind of conspiracy theory is wrong. But seeing those people who radically oppose to wearing masks changes into accepting they were wrong once they are actually infected by coronavirus and so on. One dramatic experience could make them notice they were conditioned to believe in such fixed ideas due to their childhood backgrounds. That's all I can say. This is a deep topic. Conspiracy theories, white replacement theories, the Great Replacement and the white genocide conspiracy theories and so on. But it is time that we have to face this problem directly today. Please think about what I have told you today. Wherever you are, my friend, on this small, beautiful planet Earth during the same time period. Okay,